Well then, without any further ado, the journey continues. If you guys remember what happened last time,
Another.
Suwon was being contained in a facility, got corrupted by Anka doing something to her magic, and then she escaped the facility, and we're now being blamed for that. That's 100% all our fault, according to what's his name, Minister Lee. Let me open this. I have not touched this character in a week because I didn't want to move him from like any spot. Like that was a good spot to end on, so yeah. So now we gotta make our way into New Kaineg City and meet up with Navan. Ah, I see my skimmer hasn't loaded in. Cool. Cool, 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 cool. There it is. Depending on how long this this particular act will be, this may depend on whether or not, yeah, again, like if it's a short act, because there's only like 3 major parts, but you know, like last time, it took up a good chunk of our time.
No kidding.
Some individuals even claim that it resembles Suwon, the savior of Kainong. Story ongoing.
That can't be good for the environment.
No, I never noticed that last time I played through this, but some of the dialogue chatter even talks about some of the events that has happened. Pretty neat. I like that. Makes the world feel more alive.
Are you interested in buying some red sunflowers?
Again, I really like this map, and you know, there might be a little bit of like of a bias because of like the water stuff, but it's also just kind of nice to have like a giant, kind of like a kind of street layout type of deal with all this. Like if you just follow the water, you'll get it wherever you need to be. And it's kind of, you know, it's aesthetically pleasing.
They need to come in for questioning. Orders came straight from Minister Lee.
This situation is diplomatically sensitive. The Empress would prefer that no one behave rashly.
Are you guys talking about me?
Ah, Commander, you arrived. Let's take a seat. This is my favorite sushi in New Kaineng. I would make a recommendation, but everything is good.
You honor us, esteemed Navan. What would you like today?
I'll have the yellowtail and the triple temaki, please.
I'll take a bowl of white rice.
You don't care for sushi, Detective?
Don't eat anything that looks like it should still be moving.
I see.
And for you.
What should we order? Let's take a look. The small plates, which is prawn salad, skipjack roll, triple temaki, guard eel, yellowtail, Jeff's special is soup with rice noodles, grilled chunks of the day's catch, and topped with our own special roe. Personally, I'd probably go with the skipjack roll. But you know what? Let's do the chef's special. Oh, are you sure? Chef Wei said it's really only for the strongest of constitutions. You sure you want it? Bring it on. You only live once.
Detective, I understand how this all looks.
You mean the fact terrorism follows you around like a bad smell?
It's because we've been on the trail of a terrorist, an Aetherblade named Anka. She ordered the Aetherblade attacks, and she released Su-Wan.
Do you have any proof? Any at all?
Look, I know you've got a file going on me. You probably already understand me better than I do.
True.
So what sounds more likely? That I put millions of lives in danger, or that I'm pursuing the person who did?
Let's hear what Navan has to say.
Thank you. Now, everyone, if we could...
Commander, I'm afraid I need to ask you to come with me.
Captain, we are in the process of negotiating a civil resolution.
Humblest apologies, esteemed Navan, but Lady June wants to see to this personally.
Detective, can you tell your colleague to stand down?
He's not my colleague, he's a gussied up rent-a-cop. Go back to Junlai, Captain Fa. The real police are on the case.
Detective, the event in question took place on Junlai property, and under the autonomy resolution, a corporate entity may claim jurisdiction to whatever...
If the resolution is in the primary interest of the corporate entity.
Captain, I need to remain free to pursue the Elder Dragon your corporate entity was keeping under Kaineng.
Junlai Jade is not now, nor have we ever been in possession of some...
Thousands of people saw a dragon emerge from the water near your facility. Please, listen to what the commander has to say.
Very well.
What do you know? Restraint from a corporate stooge.
Hey, my food's ready. Oh! Oh! Well, this just got 20 times more complicated. If you were to thinking you wanted to turn yourself in to me first, I can't let you. How does Fa have jurisdiction? It's complicated. Some corporate personhood nonsense, pain in my ass. I've butted heads with Captain Fa before. If it comes down to a fight, you're gonna need my backup. Seriously?
Time grows short, Commander. You asked to speak with me, so speak.
Why would you fight for me if you were sent to arrest me? Because I got a pretty good instincts for this kind of stuff, and my instinct says I shouldn't let him take you without a fight. Plus, I've been wanting to knock Fa's teeth in for a while. Well, I guess we'll see how that unfolds. Thanks. Commander, I strongly urge you not to escalate the situation any further. Lady June is stubborn, and she often employs those who share that trait. You think it's worth trying to negotiate? While Captain Fa is a company man, he's also a rationalist. If you can apply the right logic, you can possibly get through to him. Consider what you've said. Thank you, Navan. Oh man. That chef special is kicking in. Make your case, Commander. Navan carries enough weight that I will hear you out, but make it quick. You're a man of reason. Let's examine the circumstances together. I'm not sure I see the point. I have my orders. I understand your position, but let's talk about these orders. Misdirect. What are orders, really? Let's reconcile. There is no room for interpretation. Lady June was quite clear in her instructions. Do you have any footage of me at the scene? No, we don't. It was lost somehow, but Lady June insists you were the only one there, she was quite upset about it. But if you have no proof of my guilt, it's wrong to detain me. Are you denying that you were in the power plant? There are 100 witnesses. The power plant was in ruins after you left. How do you explain that? So what are you rounding up everyone who was at the power plant? Honest? This is getting kind of... Oh, sorry. I'm sorry, Captain Fa. That chef special is really kicking me. Oh. Pursuing the... No, I was there. Why should I believe this story, much less agree to set aside my orders? You've not proven the cause to detain me, so let me go. Every moment we waste, she gets farther away. You have not proven just cause of detaining me, so let me go. This isn't a courtroom, and I won't be waved off with legal trickery. Whataboutism. Again, that should not be cleared up here in the streets, which is why you must come with me to face judgment. You denying? Okay. We're just kind of casually... like, going around. I think Rational might be... like, alright, I've had enough of your shit. Okay, humility might be a good one. I don't know, he's following orders, so I don't think humility will work. So we'll try pleading. That isn't an answer, but I will ask again, why should I allow you to pursue the true culprit?
Lady June won't be so
Fine.
easily mollified. You'd better find your terrorists, and soon.
Also, because I took too long and the chef special, the chef special debuff wore off, didn't get the achievement for that, so that's why.
I didn't realize you were such a smooth talker.
You said you have a plan, Navan.
Ah, yes. First, where do you stand, Detective? Do you still insist on taking the commander in?
No. I've seen and heard enough to convince me the commander's got a job to do. But I'm coming along. If things are as bad as you say they are, well, you need me. If they're not, then I get any sense I'm being played.
You're not.
I borrowed something from the Ministry of Intelligence for you, Commander. It will disguise your face, and nothing else.
Intel gets all the best toys.
I know somewhere you can use as a base of operations. A historic refuge. It's just east of here, in the Echovolt Forest. The detective and I will go first to clear any potential roadblocks. You, Commander, will meet us at the city gates.
I think when I first did this, I ended up fighting him,
Commander.
which makes
Hey there.
sense.
We need to talk.
I assume this is about the fallout from Junlai Jade?
Fallout? They are talking about a tribunal, Commander. Half the ministers want to deport us all immediately.
Has anyone been able to smooth things over with June?
No. It's taking all my charm to keep her from kicking me out.
No one at the reactor was willing to listen either.
There was some evidence of an Aetherblade presence, but no trace of Anka herself.
And Aureen's brand is still spreading, hampering repair efforts.
I just met with Navan. She has a plan to help.
Which means the Empress is probably on our side.
Exactly. Navan is taking me to a sanctuary in the Echovald Forest, somewhere we can plan our next move. Detective Rama's thrown his impressive hat in with us as well. Jory, Gorik,
Impressive
meet me
hat.
at Echovald. Kaz, Taimi, keep doing what you're doing.
It is a nice hat that he's got. But yeah, if this ends up running a little bit short, we'll probably like sneak in some dailies near the end.
I see you got out of Kaining without any trouble, Commander.
I'd love to open that disguise tech up and take a little look.
Don't even think about it. You break that thing, and the commander will be on a one-way trip back to Xinjie.
So where's that safe haven you mentioned, Navan?
Right behind us.
Arborstone. My grandma used to tell me stories. Family lores were part Zuhelzer. They built this place. It was one of the great houses of the Kurziks.
For centuries. Until it was abandoned when they were conquered by the Ministry of Purity.
Due respect, ma'am, but safe haven? This place isn't exactly subtle.
No. But its occupants are no friends of the Canthan authorities. You'll be safe here. Come. See.
This place is very pretty. Not just Arborstone, but just all of Echovald. I personally like larger-than-life forests. You sentence me to the Gilded Wars? Okay. Also, we'll come on in, Gotti.
The entrance is just ahead.
You mean right past the shadow monsters?
What?
Increasing!
No, it can't be.
6 feet tall!
Yeah, Echovald hits a lot of like aesthetics that I personally like. One, very large forest. Two, ruins that are overtaken by said forest. It can be a little bit tedious to like travel around in, but at least it's not as bad as like Tangled Depths. Tangled Depths is a nightmare to traverse around, even with mounts. I don't know why, but like Echovald isn't too bad. Like Echovald's still like, you know, it can still kind of trick you into areas, but you can also still like kind of get like an idea of like where the roads are. A lot better than what Single Depths was doing.
Spike my coffee with a boga juice, or was that Mordrum, Risen, and Brandon all fighting together?
I thought so too, but on closer inspection, they appeared to be constructs of some kind, made up of an unidentified magic.
Adjust the
Not
volume
the same one we found in the reactor.
Perhaps we should move this discussion into the warded cathedral, unless you prefer to conduct further research firsthand.
No, that's not necessary. Commander, I'm not trying to panic, but what on Tyria did we just encounter?
If they're a new kind of dragon minion, they must belong to Suwan.
Logical assumption, but shouldn't hers be water?
Didn't look like any water I've ever seen.
You really think the wards will keep them out, Navan?
I can't be certain, but I hope so.
Yeah, Tangled Depths does, like, if you consider the fact that, like, the leyline nexus in the map.
Does it always look this way?
No, not at all. I don't know what could have happened. I left a powerful guardian in charge, Ishan.
Awfully quiet. Was it just Ishan?
No, we should be hearing laughter and song and crackling fires. There was a large group taking shelter.
Was being the operative word.
If there's anyone here, we'll find them.
But yeah, like, if you, like, kind of treat the leyline nexus as, like, the actual, like, true hub, like, that does help. Oh, everything is shadowy and goopy. What's here?
Their faces are blue. Do they all choke?
No. Take a closer look at the cheeks and lips. Swollen. Could be anaphylaxis.
Pretty big coincidence if they were all allergic to the same thing. Maybe poison?
The only way to know for sure would be to test the food, but we need to get it to a lab.
You do forensics?
I dabble, as a hobby. I enjoy reading about unsolved crimes and seeing if I can solve them.
What happened here?
Died in their sleep.
Smoldering embers in the brazier.
Puts the time of death sometime in the last few hours.
Gorg is a true crime fangirl, yeah. He's also a bug nerd. Gorg is a lot of things, he's just a goober. Hastily written note, unsent letter. Can I please read this? No? Okay, I can't read that yet. Can't read that either.
Their faces are horrified. Like they were scared to death. Literally.
Poor bastards. Kicked around their whole lives just to die like this.
Or maybe you can only, like... Yeah, this story instance is a disaster coding-wise. I can imagine... I think I remember having some issues in this part when I first played it on launch.
That's not how that's supposed to go.
It's a rocket ship. Ship go up.
What happened here? They look like they were in the middle of unpacking.
His chest is hollow. All the internal organs are gone.
But there's no visible wounds. Where the hell did they go?
Well, don't look at me. You're the death expert.
That is kind of horrifying to just, like, see an open chest cavity and there's just nothing. Ugh. Can't wait to see you do Secrets of the Obscure and Janthier. That is definitely... I am planning to get myself up to date on stream. But right now we're just kind of like going through content I've already played, like, off stream. I've only played a little bit of Secrets of Obscure off stream, just enough to unlock the stuff. Like the weapon mastery and whatnot. But just enough of that.
that No, that isn't possible. It's like someone took the square root of -1 and just put it in the sky. What villain would disrespect the laws of physics like this?
Really? That's the thing you're hung up on here?
Look, the universe has rules. Break those rules and nothing, I mean nothing, makes sense. Nothing can be trusted. Down is up is down, water is dry. Am I still Goric?
You are definitely still Goric.
Let's not ponder the void orb.
Where is Ishan? He was supposed to be protecting these people.
Seems there was a dereliction of duties.
Or he was the first to go.
You hear that? Came from over there.
Should we investigate?
Yes, but keep your eyes and ears open. We're not alone here.
No!
Yvonne. Everything okay?
Ishan? What happened to you?
That's Ishan?
A salt spray dragon! But it's like those creatures outside. A shade.
Oh no, he's shot. Death Noodle. See, I'm kind of okay with like running dagger sword. I personally like the dagger pistol because it makes... I feel like it does a little bit more. I feel like people only run the offhand sword because of the might. That's it, just to get some extra might.
It apparently brought friends.
Whereas I feel like the pistol, especially with the Phantasm, I feel like it can add a little bit more damage. Just a little bit. That too. Yeah, because like when you consider the fact that like the more like hits you put in, the more likely you're gonna get your blades back. Also has a very good hard CC. Oh, Ishan, I did not need hydration. I do hope that, I'm sure they're definitely gonna do it eventually, but offhand Mesmer Dagger to kind of give us more, like, more stuff that plays around with, like, the blade mechanic. Oh, and main hand pistol too, yeah.
It's staggered. Just a few more good blows should bring it down.
Ishan, my friend, please come back to us. We did not survive the horrors of Shirokagachi. We need to have your story end here.
Wait, what did she just say?
Oh.
I was getting tired of lying around.
There's still like a lot of like good potential with like the elite specializations, and I feel like they haven't like scratched everything yet.
6 feet tall. Sharp blades, sharp lines.
Like I would like to personally see how a Mesmer would work with like a kind of like a
it's over.
like a necromancer shroud.
I'm so sorry I left you to this fate.
The anomalies vanished. They must have been ambient corruption from the magic in the salt spray.
Ishan was consumed by the same power that will take Suwon. And then all of Tyria. The Void.
The Void?
The force that emerged from the broken dragon cycle. Which, if not stopped, will unwind reality one thread at a time.
Care to tell us how it is you know all this? And what was the magic you used? Never seen anything like it.
I have. When Aurene shielded me against Balthazar's fire. Who are you, really?
You deserve the truth. Suwon said I could trust you, but I had to be sure.
Suwon?
Durgan. Noodle. Very pretty.
Kunavang.
You're Suwon's champion.
I am. It's been centuries since I revealed my true form. To a mortal. The last time... well... that mortal was a hero. Much like yourself. One who saved me from a terrible fate. Now time is short. But I'm sure you have questions.
Yeah, I do like that they kind of throw in a nod of like, you remind me of someone that I knew a long time ago. And then it's just, you know, that's their subtle hinting of like, hey, like, you were the player in Guild Wars 1 during this. And I think that's kind of neat. Time is short, and the void continues to spread. But you need to know what we're up against, so I'll answer your questions if I can. What exactly are those creatures?
The Void is raw magic. Chaos incarnate. In the beginning, everything was void. Then the Mother Dragon, Suwon, brought order, splitting the Void into 6 domains of magic. She could not maintain that order alone, so she took on the domain of water and gave the others to the 5 Elder Dragons. It was on that foundation that all material life on Tyria flourished.
How are you able to take human form?
I'm not certain I can explain it. I become like water. And water can take many forms. We Salt Sprays taught ourselves many tricks over the years. This one is not easy for us, but it is certainly useful. There are times when it's easier to protect if you can blend in among those you're protecting, live their lives. Ishan always said I was spending too much time in that form, too much time away. But I learned more every day.
Water takes many forms, Ed boy. So, how was Suwon's containment helping?
The chamber that June built siphoned off Suwon's growing power and used it to fuel Cantha. You might have noticed that this technology has been unreliable lately. That was because the Void was being siphoned off as well, but only into machines, thankfully. Now with Suwon unleashed, its tendrils are working out from her to wind their way through the rest of the world.
There seems to be some kind of implication that the Guild Wars 2 player character is a reincarnation of one of the Guild Wars 1 heroes. That is an interesting theory. it's never really delved into. I feel like they would definitely hint at that more. Especially like back all the way back in like Path of Fire. And maybe some other hints in like previous parts. But I like that theory. I need to know what we can do to help Suwon.
I don't know. She allowed herself to be contained because he was the only possible option. Without the stability provided by the other Elder Dragons, and with that containment chamber destroyed.
She'll be overwhelmed.
Would it help if we could find another way to siphon off some of that magic?
Using Anka's extractor!
Yes, that might work. It would buy time, at least.
But it means we need to find Anka. Fast.
Pay no attention to the little lion that's eating my head. He's just very eager to take the wheel again. Just very, very eager to play video games.
Kaz, Taimi, were you listening to what Kunavang had to say?
Yes? I have so many questions.
Questions we don't have time for now. We need to find Anka.
She didn't leave us much to work with at the reactor.
And the only Asuran troublemakers on Minsec's radar are standing right here in front of me.
Gorik, you know her better than any of us. Any insights into her personality that might help?
She successfully lured me into an incredibly obvious trap. It's fair to say I don't know her at all anymore. If I ever did.
Hello, Lady Navan? Or Kunavang, I should say. I wanted to tell you about Ishan. He fought it as long as he could. We're only alive because of him.
Thank you.
I overheard you all talking, and I think I might be able to help. I'm Ayumi, and I'm a member of the Kestrels, which means it's my job to know everything that's going on in Echovald. I need to escort these people to Mori Village, but we can talk when I get back.
Yay. There's something you need, Commander? You said you are a Kurzik?
Half Kurzik, on my mother's side. Enough that I stand out as not Canthan enough for some people. Of course, I'm not Kurzik enough for some people either. Had to have a thick skin, especially growing up where I did. I was lucky, though. Minsec took a chance on me. Shouldn't have to be lucky to make it out of the slums, though. Shouldn't be any slums to begin with.
There is like also like a little quest you can do to like kind of like dive a little bit more deeper into the Uzeltzer side of things, and it actually does involve Rama a little bit. That one was kind of fun to explore too. Amphion, you look as though you still have some questions. So why were you disguised as a human?
It's my honor to look after the people of Cantha for Suwon. I discovered long ago that the best way to do that was from within, rather than without. Your kind need a sensible voice in your ears, more than need a dragon on the mount. The Empress knew my real identity, as did her father before her, and his father before him.
What did you mean about a terrible fate?
I was imprisoned by the assassin Shiro Tangachi. More than imprisoned. I was under his poisonous control. Used as a weapon against his enemies. Until I was finally released by an alliance of heroes. Suwon offered me a new path. Inspired by the heroes who saved me, I became Suwon's representative in the mortal world. Watcher and protector.
How long have you served Suwon?
I felt it when she woke. All those have deceded. A presence powerful enough to drive back the shadows in the depths. But it was not until Zaitan that I sought her out. An act of desperation to save what was left of a land I loved. It takes effort for one like her to see you. We are but moments in her infinite life. I did not know if she would care. But she did. Somehow, she did. I became her champion. My bond with her is much like yours with Aureen. Or perhaps more like your friend Keith's. I feel her, but she doesn't control me. She's come to mean a lot to me. It was hard when she chose to put herself in June's machine. But even now, she's always taking the long view.
Who is Ishan to you? Oh, Ishan. Ishan was one of the few remaining salt spray dragons I could call my friend. Many of us were imprisoned by Shio Tagechi together in the Harvest Temple. Oh? It was a difficult experience. Many of us emerged with deep hurts that made it difficult to ever resume our free lives. Ishan was one of those at first. I'm sorry. When I found him, he was in a terrible place. I was almost forced to kill him to protect those he might hurt otherwise. But instead, he was inspired to live by my example, to be a protector. A good purpose. And that's how he died. Protecting. It became his purpose and it served him until the end. What a life. But that makes me wonder because, like, we know that the Elder Dragons, like, make their own, like, champions and lieutenants. Much similar in their image. So I gotta wonder, what about the Salt Spray Dragons? Or is it something like, or maybe I'm just like missing a detail and it's just like, oh yeah, they are related to Suwon. Wait, is there more? No, there is no more. My factions lore is a... I have not played much of factions. A lot of the Guild Wars 1 stuff, I didn't really get too far.
There's a cat island? Wouldn't you rather see important cultural landmarks that represent the heart of our family heritage?
No, I want to go to Cat Island.
I should have left you in Kryder.
Listen, Marie, it's an island of cats.
I too would like to go to Cat Island.
I'm worried about Gorik. He's so fixated on revenge.
I know. I worry about him too. But I'm keeping an eye on him. I'll make sure he doesn't do anything stupid.
Ah, hi, Commander. Did Kodavang have anything more to say about the Dragon Cycle?
Not yet. We're working hard to track down Anka right now.
Understood. We're busy over here, too.
So much to do, so little time. Can I help you with something, Commander? How are things going with June?
Busy. Ever since the reactor was destroyed, June's been trying to figure out how to fix it. And see what we melt?
I did notice you look a little different.
Yes, Junlai has an entire medtech division. They make braces for conditions like mine. They're incredible. I feel almost no pain when I'm wearing them. I did a little tweaking to the design, added some extra functionality. June's gonna incorporate my changes into Junlai's next model.
I gotta go up here. Yeah, I gotta say that, like, some of the mastery point stuff that they hidden in the achievements was a little difficult. Or rather, it takes a little bit of time to complete. I did not like the hide and seek one, though. The hide and seek one in Arborstone was kind of,
Hey, I've been experimenting with this really interesting Canthan tech. It's an autonomously driven deconstructor. Breaks down complex items into their component parts.
So what are you working on here? Looks like Aetherblade tech.
The Kestrels found it in Echovault, beeping like crazy. I think it's one of those airship transponders Renyak damaged.
There's no way it's from one of ours. That outer shell is too new. Ours were old. Garbage.
No, it's definitely an Aetherblade transponder. Or was at some point. Only an Aetherblade would splice a wire with a used bandage.
How could it possibly be Aetherblade? Renyak could have fixed it up when he got here? I don't know.
Could it help us find Anka?
Maybe. Just need to triangulate the signal destination. You could do that, right?
Can I do it, he asks. We'll get it done, Commander.
Commander, meet me at the entrance when you've got a minute. Ayumi's here with a new report about Anka.
So, you're probably wondering what I'm doing here. I'm glad you asked. Except, you didn't. I mean...
Commander, I know I should have checked first, but I thought since Ivan didn't have anywhere else to go...
No. I mean, no, of course, Ivan. Maybe you can help us track down Anka and the Aetherblades.
Right. Speaking of which, where is my captain? Is she with you?
Oh, Ivan, buddy.
Is she... I mean... Is she...
I'm sorry, Ivan.
Don't be sorry for Captain Trin. Be sorry for Anka. You're gonna get her, right?
I'll get her sooner if we're all working together.
Then I volunteer my services to your crew. If I think of anything that can help, I'll let you know.
And he was really loyal to my Trin too. Oh, it's down here.
Commander, I trust you and your friends are comfortable.
Very. The Kestrels have been more than accommodating. Thank you.
Ayumi was just telling me that Anka's been pretty busy since her little escapade in the reactor.
Putting it lightly, she's been sending Aetherblades to meet with both of the criminal gangs here in Echovault.
The Speakers and the Jade Brotherhood. Only thing they agree on is they don't agree on anything.
Except working with Anka, apparently. I should pay these gangs a visit, ideally without them knowing.
I've got Kestrels stationed outside each of their camps. Talk to them. They'll get you inside.
I'm gonna head for Mori Village, southeast Echovault. Meet me there when you're done.
Got a lot of work to do if you're gonna catch this Anka person. What do you need? What can you tell me about the Jade Brotherhood?
Scavengers. Think of themselves as heroes of the downtrodden, but all they're doing is lining their own pockets. They scoop up any discarded Jade tech they can get their hands on, and sell it to people who don't know any better. Even their name was scavenged for parts. They got nothing to do with the gang that went up against Ampha.
Tell me about the Speakers gang.
Fanatics. Started off a well-intentioned, if quirky, bunch of environmental defenders. But over time, they went hardline. Started opposing any kind of technological progress. Then a warden Tetra Earth call took control. Weaponized their good intentions. That's when they started enslaving spirits and bombing anyone they disagreed with. Got them all convinced they're gonna become immortal forest spirits, like her.
How is it working alongside Ayumi?
The Kestrels. They're a force to be reckoned with. Wish I'd known about them sooner, honestly. Now that we're all on the same side, maybe we've actually got a chance to get ahead of Anka in the Void.
That's all, thanks. What about you? Anything you need, Commander? How will I get into the gang camps?
Sometimes we Kestrels go places we aren't exactly invited. Our spies have had a lot of practice crafting Brotherhood and Speaker illusions. They'll make sure you blend in.
Any idea where the Aetherblades are hiding?
We've seen hints of them here and there. They're mobile, and they don't leave a lot of clues behind. We found that transponder, the one we gave to Gorik. Odd, though. Seems unlike them to leave that in the open.
Thank you again for allowing us to stay here.
You're most welcome. I like to think of Arborstone as a big nest where everyone comes together. I want our hatchlings to be able to play here, local merchants and businesses from far-off lands to work as one. We have big plans for this place. We're happy you're a part of them.
You said you were a member of the Kestrels?
Oh, yes. The Kestrels have been around since our ancestors fled to Echovald. A few Tengu made it their job to protect the others on their way, and voila! The Kestrels were born. It's always been a loose association, no formal leadership. Old Kestrels train new Kestrels, and so the order goes on. It's not actually a perfect system, if I'm being honest. Lately, well, a few things have really gotten out of control. Gangs moved in, and they've been pushing people around. Innocent people have died. I've been trying to get us to work together more, but, well, I'm pretty new at this. I'm not actually from Echovald, so no one takes me seriously.
Alright, so we got an ad coming up real soon, so we'll just, I'm gonna hit the ad button. That way it refreshes the pre-rolls off timer while we're in transit to the next part of the story. So stay tuned.
Maureen, Keith, did you ever catch up to Suwan?
We did. In the Jade Sea. We're working with the local authorities to keep her from moving beyond Cantha.
They didn't trust us at first. They'd seen the news bulletins blaming Aureen for Suwan's escape. Only took one fairly devastating skirmish with the Void to convince them it was worth believing we were on their side.
They've sent word to Xinjie to send more forces. We can only hope their government listens. We can't let the Void spread to the rest of Tyria. And the Void follows wherever she goes.
I know. We've already experienced its effects here in Echovald firsthand. We're on Anka's trail now.
Well, actually, hold on. Well, I have to do both eventually. There's another thing that kind of bothers me about the Echovald area is that it really feels like some of the ads just respawn a little too quickly. Like, it makes the map feel very dangerous to travel through. The Outsider. I heard you might be around, and that you're a friend. If you're here to infiltrate the Jade Brotherhood, I can help. What's involved? Just let me know how you want to look, and I'll set you up with a Mesmer Glamour. Then we'll talk about what you need to do inside. Okay, that's heart stuff. Oh, I haven't gotten this mini yet. Interesting. I'll grab it. Yeah. Oh. I actually don't need this. I already have a copy. Wait, where'd that... Did I buy something that I shouldn't have bought? Seems like it. Oh well. So basically, we just gotta do the hearts that related to each. Basically, we just run in there and sabotage. Yeah, it's basically asking us to do the heart for each area. Which honestly, that works. I feel like that works a little bit better than run around the entire map and try to fill this bar up. By the way, it's going to do it very slowly. This one is, well, they're both stealth. Don't have an item to, oh, I'm supposed to set them on fire. Got it.
Anyone out there?
You want to
One
get
of the Brotherhood's out skulking
Touch
around.
my stuff again and I'll
Acting pretty
zap you.
suspicious.
You won't like it.
Your mother called again. That you were busy. She told me to remind you about your cousin's wedding.
Yeah, I definitely remember. There's quite a bit of slow parts in this. Ouch. And these definitely feel a little bit slow. Unless you're doing like the events. They've always made it so that the events were much more rewarding for progress.
The subject of the order is as of yet unknown. For now, the Ministry is urging everyone to report any and all suspicious activity to your local MinSec office.
But hey, I feel like some of the later parts feel a little bit better to do, especially when you're comparing them to base game. I feel like that if the hearts are you know, they're not as like tedious, then you know it's like, oh, I don't mind doing it. Like this one is kind of okay-ish. I'm just glad I can I can do it just once and then unlock the Carmen Merchant for good.
That's still broken? I thought it'd be an easy fix.
This... okay. Another game of... Whoa! Ah! Oh, hello. Welcome on in. We are currently playing through Guild Wars 2, and we're doing a section of End of Dragons. And we're just kind of we're just trying to like make a little bit of progress in the story. We're kind of hitting like one of the slower parts. It's all good. Welcome on in. So, Lily, what were you up to? What were you playing? Guild Wars 2 as well. Oh.
This is useless.
A little bit of story content, or maybe some raids?
Everything the salvagers brought back from the last junkyard run is complete and utter trash. Look at this. It's all bent and broken. Must have just torn.
Meta, some riffs, and then Super Adventure Box. That's right, Super Adventure Box is still going on. Still got a week left on that. I'm gonna miss it when it's, you know, when it gets out of cycle. I still haven't done Tribulation mode yet myself. I think I've only done like the first level of World 1. Oh, what is going on with this? Not much of a jumping puzzle fan. Easy mode, okay. Hey, that's understandable. Like, sometimes it gets a little bit tricky. But I will say this, after playing like 14, Final Fantasy 14, and doing like some of the more... What am I doing with this? Doing some of like the fates in that for the gold saucer. That the jumping feels a lot better in this. You learn to appreciate some of the jumping puzzle stuff in this after playing 14. Leap of faith, yeah. Also, thank you for the watch. I greatly appreciate that. Food supply. And thank you for the watch, K-Muffin. I feel like there's definitely a lot of potential. Like, I know in like some of the later updates they don't really do like as much with jumping puzzles anymore. Which is a shame because they added like so many different mechanics.
Today I am joined by the Minister of Security himself.
Like, there was kind of like a jumping puzzle thing going on in Path of Fire with the jackals. And that had some pretty interesting potential there too. Okay, we still need one more thing to take care of. And then we'll be out of here. There we go. There is some jumping puzzles in End of Dragons, yeah, that is true. they're definitely trying to like be a little bit more careful with like designing the jumping puzzles. And I feel like also with like the Jade bot stuff, like you know how like you can control them like a drone and whatnot. Like I feel like there's some potential for that as well for jumping puzzles.
Sharp blades, sharp mind.
I know a lot of the Jade bot stuff, like I feel like it has a lot of potential. So I'm just kind of like, I can understand on like a lore side wise where it's like, yeah, Jade bot like technology is like, you know, it's a Cantha thing. And it hasn't exactly like gone everywhere just yet. But I feel like there's so much potential behind it.
Sharper still.
Okay, now we gotta go... I still need to... Now I need to listen in on a conversation, okay. I don't know. It feels like a lot of the mastery stuff, they kind of just like... Like, a lot of the mastery stuff, they kind of like specifically reserve that for certain areas.
Really? Meeting went sideways real fast, apparently. Oh, yeah. Aetherblade had some kind of device that revealed a Kestrel was spying on us. He assumed it was a setup and that we were planning to cheat him.
So what happened after that?
All I heard's that it ended badly for the Aetherblade. Rest of the story is probably in the security log.
Imagine an invisible zipline puzzle. That actually sounds like that would be kind of fun. I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that the game can be played piecemeal and out of order. That too. I do like the fact that like in Secrets of the Obscure, they do kind of like bring back some of the older mechanics and it's like, alright, that's cool. Like some of the like the Skywatch Archipelago does bring back pieces of some of the like stuff you would expect from previous expansions and Living Story stuff, and then they bring it back in those particular sections of the map. A little bit spoilery because we're not quite there yet. We're not at Secrets of the Obscure yet, but it's still like a good example to bring up for that. And some have different abilities and alternate routes. Yeah, that's true too. You gotta be really considerate about like the map design and whatnot. Because that was definitely a big thing that was like... When they first introduced the mounts and then people were bringing the mounts back to like Heart of Thorns, it feels so different. And of course, you know, you can kind of skip some stuff that wasn't intended to be skipped with the mounts. Alright, well, enjoy the lurk and thank you for stopping by. There we go. Yeah, the mounts were such a huge game changer when they first came out. And I do like that some of the future expansions, they've kind of been expanding on some of them. I'm a little bit surprised that the Skyscale one got a little bit more love. But the Warclaw made sense in Genthier. I do hope that they do revisit some of the other ones, because some of them kind of feel like a little bit like they could use a little bit more love in comparison. I feel like, yeah, Springer would actually be one that could definitely use it. Same with the Sandjackal. The Sandjackal, I feel like, could do a lot, and honestly, if the story takes us back over to Alona, like more specifically... Ouch.
Infuriated.
Oh, I got caught. That's what happened.
Sharp still.
Like, if the story took us back to, like, over, like, say, right here in this region, I feel like the Sandjackals definitely have to, like, be taken forward, especially if we're gonna get anything related to Abaddon. Because Abaddon was the one that originally created them, I believe. Alternate route for the Jackal, or a different skin.
Citizens in Equivald and the JC are reporting
But we'll have to see, because we'll have to see what gets hinted in the future updates.
They're visiting a Kurzik grave site. Calm creatures, now vicious.
I'm not sure how they would do the Springers, though. Maybe give them a little bit of a higher jump to kind of have them not be, like, outclassed by the Sky Scale. Because I feel like the Sky Scale does take a little bit more... a little bit more love than the Springer. Which is a shame, because, you know, the Springer is very Bonoi. A faster jump? That could work too. Maybe wall jumping? That might be a little bit tricky though. Okay. It is a little bit faster, yeah, that is true. But I feel like that because, like, the Sky Scale has a little bit more control in the air, like, that speed probably doesn't matter too much. And it's also not as dependent on the terrain. Oh, I don't have enough power. Whoops. So I feel like definitely like a wall jump or a wall kick would definitely maybe help the Springer. That just teleports me out. Why does it do... okay. I see what happened. I'm falling from one of my classic blunders of getting lost in conversation and thought and not paying attention. The Raptor could also use a little bit more love. At least in terms of, like... I'm not sure. They definitely added a lot of different mounts, and they're all, like... they all kind of overlap in a way. Okay, I gotta get over there. Raptor Engage is still very nice for groups, yeah. Just pull them all in. Yeah, the Springer definitely does have much easier to access crowd control. I'm not sure about the Warclaw, because the Warclaw one feels very aim dependent. There it is. I hear you skulking around out there, and you're here to mock me? I've spent countless hours here, right under your noses. It took an outsider to figure it out. I'm not Brotherhood either. The master spy outside disguised me. Oh, well, if you're here to rescue me, I'm not quite ready to go yet. I'm getting more intelligence just sitting here listening to the arrogant fools brag than I did when I was undercover. I'll let them know you're fine for now. I'm looking for Nasura, Anka. Before they put me in here, I heard a guard say that Anka was looking to deal, but sounded to them like she just wanted the tech, that she didn't even ask for her compatriot was alive. Sounds like Anka. What happened to the deal? Word around camp was she pulled out at the last minute. No explanation, no reason, just no-showed. Thanks for the info. I'll let the Kestrels know you're okay. Alright, well you do take care. Thank you for stopping by. Rest well, stay hydrated.
Is Mei Shen still moping in his lab?
He is.
8-hour stream, jeez. I could never.
Commander, what did you find at the Jade Brotherhood camp?
They'd captured an Aetherblade, but Anka was after her stolen tech, not the pirate's life. Then she backed out.
Dooming the pirate, though also ensuring the gang kept the stolen technology.
Commander, we found the Aetherblade's camp. Seems Anka's long gone, but there might still be some clues on site.
Get me out of here.
Excellent work. I'll head over there soon. Get a look at their defenses.
A score of angry sky pirates with swords and guns. Nothing you can't handle, if I may be so bold.
This one's got you figured, Commander.
Put him in the dirt.
I think last time I did this story I also messed around in the Jade Brotherhood to find information. I should have done the speakers this time, but oh well. I just forgot if it was like a decision thing or if it was like I had to do both. Ooh. So yeah, for everyone that is currently tuned in, we usually do story stuff on Wednesdays for Guild Wars 2 here. And we're doing a little bit of a catch-up from the last time I streamed, which was many years ago when Icebrood Saga was the relevant thing. So right now we're on End of Dragons. I did jump around a little bit here and there in the story offline, but that was only to unlock a few things.
I'm sure the Jade Brotherhood's gonna want to hang on to the tech, so the speakers should...
So yeah, I'm a little bit behind. I've already done End of Dragons off stream, like, long time ago at launch.
That is, as you know, completely impossible.
We know what we saw, Captain. Got a quick scan before it disappeared. It's got a functional portal device on board.
Well,
That's interesting. Show me where it was headed.
And all of it, all of the Guild Wars 2 streams I've done both in the distant past up to now is all on my YouTube archive. So if you're ever interested in looking back at past streams, it's there. It's all there.
First thing that happens when we make camp, the locals have to show their teeth. Prove who's in charge. 2 of my pirates got caught, and normally I'd shrug it off as a loss, but I'm not that lucky. They'd been salvaging parts for a new mist portal device. Then they were captured along with the parts. But I should be realistic. Even if I get those parts, the portal device is a long shot. Which is nice in a way. Negotiation is much easier without an emotional attachment.
So, Ankha's trying to rebuild their mist portal device. Each of the captured Aether Blades had a piece she needed.
Then that mystery airship appears with a working model on board.
Ankha cancels the negotiations and turns her focus to finding the airship. Which means we should probably find it first.
Hey, Commander! It's Ivan. You know, from work? I think me and Gorik have a lead there. Where can we all meet?
I've got my hands full with the speakers in Jade Brotherhood, so I have to sit this out. Rama's waiting at our village.
We're on our way.
Mori Village. Alright. I have to say that the mastery point with the archery thing here took me a few tries. Just because, like, I kept getting, like, harassed by some of the enemies that were trying to rig the fight. Or the competition, rather. And of course, you know, trying to catch the event while it was going on. Or about to start. But it was also kind of like a really fun, like, you know, mini game. I just wish that it was also an adventure that you could just redo. It's also not so bad if you have the action camera.
What does it even mean to be a territory of Cantha? Except that we have to serve money. Welcome to Mori Village. I was just finishing up showing your friends around.
Apparently, we're the first Asira and Dredge to be invited into the village.
Yeah, real honor. Maybe we should...
Right. Commander, that transponder the Kestrels found, it's weird, but it was on its own network.
But still technically Aetherblade. When I activated the transponders, it started broadcasting its signal.
Whoever's piloting that ship probably got spooked and threw it overboard, which is how we found it.
And it seems like the transponder's still communicating with the ship. Signal's weak, but it points to Melandru's Hope.
Then it sounds like I'm headed to Melandru's Hope to find us an airship. Good work, you two.
That's all the way over there.
Okay, it's time for nest readers. Each team has a nest.
What are you hearing?
Just some chatter. About blanket prices. Nothing useful.
Never none of this has been useful.
At least some of it's interesting.
Time to figure out where exactly I am and how to get to where I need to go. Again, this is not as confusing as Single Depths, at least. Especially when you got mounts.
You're headed in the right direction, Commander. Somewhere that way. Doctor, you have to help her. She isn't making any sense.
Okay. Very nice of it to point me exactly where the entrance is. I just need to... get myself over there.
Just got a slight uptick in signal strength. I think you're getting closer.
I think that's gonna be... No, it's down here.
Signal spiking, Commander. You've got to be right on top of the source.
Well, I'm just looking at a strange door. Are you sure this is it?
The signal doesn't lie. Take a look inside.
I'm inside, and there is an airship. It's got Aetherblade markings, all right. I'll keep you all posted.
Captain, we have a trespasser. Repair deckside defenses.
We don't have any deckside defenses. Also, you don't order me around. I order you around.
Belay that order, Captain. We've got an old friend clambering aboard. Was wondering when you'd show up, Commander. Come on inside.
It's my boy Canch.
We drank all the drinks.
Saida, Kanak. I have to assume you're here on purpose.
On purpose, with purpose. Commander, you are looking at the world's largest flying VIP social club and gourmet restaurant. Unfortunately, we lack the room and willpower for expansion.
He says that like it's my fault.
Okay, I stuck with you as long as I could, but we're going to talk about something else now. Captain Trin of the Aetherblades was murdered by her first mate, Anka. Anka wants this ship.
She can get in line.
I need her to think she can skip the line. Nothing we've done has surprised her. I want to change that.
You want to use us as bait? To draw out your murderous pirates? See, this is why I miss you, Commander.
What exactly would we get out of this suicide pact you're proposing?
The saviors of Kantha? Pretty sure Kaz could negotiate that into a favorable rate on a site for Kanak's social club.
A site off my ship?
Well, let's not be too
Done.
hasty. Okay. Consider us bait, Commander.
I gotta wonder if Matt Mercer still gets, or still does voice lines in this game.
Smart thinking, Commander. We can lay a trap for Anka wherever that ship's going to moor.
She won't go down without a fight.
Should pick a spot where people are least likely to get hurt.
The Junlai Jade scrapyard, right in the center of Echovault. That'll be quiet enough.
I could send out a false message on their comms network. I've been working on a relay.
Ooh, yes. Anka will definitely hear it. And if she knows there aren't any defenses, she might get overconfident. At least overconfident enough to bring the extractor along for a speedy getaway.
Message sent and received.
Good work, Ivan. Everyone, come to the airship, and we'll escort it to the scrapyard.
Ivan's on the way.
That's probably not the best idea. If I can hack around your photon forge, so can Anka.
You can monitor Aetherblade chatter from Arborstone, Ivan. Be our eyes and ears.
All right. Just promise me she won't get away.
She won't get away.
I promise you, you will get your revenge. Oh. Oh, I was still supposed to be there. Okay. Okay. There we go.
Remember, we want to detain her. If we can present Anka and her extractor to Minister Lee...
We can prove our innocence, and then use the extractor to drain the void from Suwon.
Look, Anka... We can't! She's too dangerous! Do you understand?
We do. But she left us with very few options, and that extractor's our best shot at saving Suwon. Ayumi, see anything?
No. But do you really think I'd keep it to myself if I did?
Well, it's nice to see everyone in such a good mood.
She lied to us, to me! Kidnapped, threatened, she's a monster!
You don't have to convince us, Gareth. We're already on board. Everyone, clear on the plan?
Not much of a plan.
Yes, we're clear. The Aetherblades attack, we repel, then take Anka alive and secure the extractor.
Well, I'm no expert, but wouldn't we have a better chance of success with more, what do you veterans call them? Specifics?
Shut up, Canuck.
I mean it, by the way. This good mood, it's infectious.
There! Aetherblades, on the approach. 2 groups going around you.
My kestrels are almost in position.
You brought backup?
It's not backup if they were part of this from the start.
Infuriate!
Nothing like a good old-fashioned high seas, or rather high skies? Sorte?
Vitality restored! Blade storm!
Surrender this ship to the Aetherblades, and we'll let you live.
Where's Anka? She too much of a coward to fight us herself?
Hey! No one talks about the captain like that and gets away with it!
She isn't a captain. She's a common thief. No better than you.
So you're not gonna surrender? We've got you outnumbered 6-1.
Hold that thought.
Hey, look at that. 6-1.
Sharp still. Infuriate!
All right. In exchange for Anka's location, I'll need some compensation.
I'm not sure that's your best play. Tell us where she is.
Right. She's, Huh? Captain, no! I didn't tell! I didn't... Damn it.
Where is she?
She can just keep throwing these undead goons at us from anywhere in the disposal yard.
They're everywhere!
Oh yeah, she's using a little bit of necromancy.
Come in! Kestrels, fall back! Wherever you are, retreat!
But then again, it's pretty much like that, given that she's a harbinger
Stay here. We'll
specialization.
be fighting these corpses until we join them.
Wait, if Anka indeed brought the extractor, I may be able to detect it.
Wait, is it harbinger or is it? Pretty sure it's harbinger.
Got it. Aureen's energy signature, right in the center of the disposal yard. Come on!
Yeah, it's harbinger. Okay, I got it right. Oh.
Saida, Canuck, you should leave while you can.
I could pretend I want to fight you on that, but I respect you too much.
See you on the other side of this, Commander.
Where do you find these people?
In jail, usually.
Oh, you're up there. Uh-oh. Whoops.
I'm gonna have to ask you to call back that ship, Commander.
You and I both know that's not going to happen.
What if I killed you, brought you back, and forced you to make the call? No, you've already died. Gorik, then. You'll appreciate it. Like how you hook an electrode to a dead roach so their nerves twitch.
You don't scare us.
And that's why the cheap seats love you so much. It takes more than an inescapable apocalypse to ruffle your feathers. Fortunately, science always has a solution.
She's summoning help! Don't let those things touch you!
Another.
What's she shooting at us? Some kind of hallucinogen. You have to fight through it.
You know what the worst thing is? You actually think stopping all this would be a victory.
Ending the dragon cycle will save countless lives.
Well, you did end it. Congratulations. Now live with the consequences. The void is literally filling the void you made.
If we can stop its corruption, we can...
I wonder,
You don't get it.
lore-wise,
Every change you
she's
make
using like
changes
the
something
Toxic
else.
Alliance
You've never stopped the apocalypse. You just kept trading up.
like stuff to like power her Harbinger stuff. Since the Harbinger is all about like using potions to like make yourself strong, and kind of double-edged sword. This poison.
Watch out for the tentacles!
6 feet tall!
Fortunately, I don't have a way to clear conditions. Ugh. This was always kind of a difficult-ish fight.
Necrotic energy. It'll suck the life out of you.
Right. So avoid...
Damn it.
Got it.
Infuriate!
Summoning more help! Everyone, watch your back!
Not enough endurance! Blade Storm! Sharper still.
Yeah, those poison conditions are pretty awful.
Vitality restored! I'm 6 feet tall! 1,000 cuts! Won't anyone help me?
Okay.
Gorik, I'll be honest, I thought you would handle this better.
You kidnapped me. Tried to kill us. You used our relationship to betray me.
I'm sorry that's what you thought. But I figured more than anyone you'd understand what I'm doing.
Anka, for the first time in my life, I understand exactly what you're doing.
I'm just gonna swap out the Phantasm. I only had that out because I had enemies earlier, I think last stream, that had Constant boons being thrown on them.
Then you shouldn't hold this against me.
What are you? That's void magic.
What's the matter? You think you can stop it, right? Then this shouldn't be a problem for you. Soon the whole world's gonna look like this. Trust me, I don't like it any more than you.
Then stop fighting and help us.
This is it. Do you understand? A tyrannical lich, a demented god, and 5 elder dragons later, and all that's left is the void, an emptiness with purpose. Just my kind of apocalypse.
Blade storm. Health increasing.
More of those undead trying to get the drop on us.
Just keep moving!
Stop this!
On the ground. Watch your step. It's that toxin again.
What do we do?
Same in places before. Fight through it.
Why can't you all just enjoy it? The end.
Commander, that passage.
Wait, which way? Oh, okay.
Gotta be where she's hiding the extractor.
You, the Inquest, June. Why's everyone want to play God? Everyone fails, every time. Just embrace the end that you earned, and let the world reset. You're no fun. Gorik used to be fun. My Trin. What happened to you people? You can't fix anything by playing it safe. You have to burn it down. So something better can grow in its place. Alchemy. All I ever wanted was a little stimulation. Is that so much to ask?
Anka. Sorry, I just thought I'd feel better. When, you know, when justice was... when it was done.
This is... when it's someone you know who hurt you, there's no closure. Not until you decide it's time to move on.
I think... I'm tired of feeling like this. Yeah.
So, the extractor?
Right.
Wait, why is she standing
Knowing
up
Anka,
still?
She had a contingency plan. Looks like she set it to overheat without
I don't think she's supposed to be doing that.
Scan. I can probably deactivate it. Probably.
Gorik?
It's not stopping. It's not. Get away from me!
Oh. And now she's over here.
Everyone all right? Gorik? Jory?
Fine. How do we not
That was
see
weird.
coming?
Can we... I don't know, can we fix it?
Doesn't look like it. Gorik?
We'd have to learn how it works. It would take too long. There's only one person who can fix this, and she won't.
June, what if we could prove that Anka was the one behind the attack? Provide some evidence.
Well, for starters, Anka's dead. Secondly, your evidence just blew up.
The extractor blew up, but we don't need the whole thing. If the extractor's core is still in one piece, it should still have residual Aurene magic stored in there.
and we can show that to Minsek. Plausible deniability. Nice thinking, Gorik.
And so, the apprentice detective finally becomes the master, huh?
No.
Okay.
But as a sleuthing partner, you're not half bad.
Thanks for seeing me. I didn't know who else to turn to. I'm still getting the hang of this pirate business. It's been tough.
You're doing just fine, little Anka. Relax. Feel the breath of the wind. Taste the salt of the sea. Swashbuckling's about being free.
Being free.
Aye, we go where we want, do as we please. No gods, no masters.
It's a dangerous life, though. What we do.
We all gotta die one day. This old sea dog will go out in a glorious blaze, blade to blade with a worthy foe. Ah, Captain.
At ease, Horig. Are we prepped for voyage?
Aye.
Good. And who might you be?
Crewmate Anka, ma'am.
Ah. Thalmanova, right? Glad to have you aboard, Anka. We've got big plans. And it won't hurt to have another inquest engineer aboard.
Thank you. I won't let you down, Captain.
I believe there's more of these around here. I think. Maybe. This is the main casing for the extractor's turret. Search inside. Nothing. No way this will work. There it is.
That's it. Let's... Yes! See? Oraine's magical signature. Right there.
Okay. That's enough evidence for me. Let's get this in front of Minsek.
I'll go with you. Make sure it's clear I stand by the evidence. Once that's done, we'll go see June together.
Is that wise? Going to Minsek? Minister Lee may interpret the evidence differently, to suit his preconceptions.
It doesn't matter how he interprets it. We have laws, we uphold them. Lee will have to accept this.
You say that with seeming conviction.
I've had a lot of practice. Commander, I'll meet you at Minsek HQ.
Completion leads to satisfaction.
I could have sworn there was one more audio log. But it looks like that's not the case and I just misremembered. Which it happens. But I believe with that, that will be it for Act 3. And I believe next stream I should be able to get Act 4 and Act 5 together. So we're gonna take a small break. And then we'll kind of shift gears into doing dailies. Or just, you know, trying to finish up the dailies and Super Adventure, a little bit of Super Adventure Box. Just a tiny bit as a treat. So we'll be back. I'll hit ads. So stay tuned.